All right, guys, are you wanting a harmonious relationship or about to give up on relationships altogether because you believe they just don't work? That was definitely me before I met my now wife that we've been together for 10 years and do have a harmonious relationship. But before I met her, all the relationships I had were chaotic, they were riddled with fighting, and when they ended, I was always relieved because they were toxic for both me and the woman. And so I came to believe that perhaps I'm just this guy that's never going to have relationships and I'm just supposed to be the single guy. But then in 2015, I was diagnosed with cancer and I started to reflect in a different way, and I started to look at how my behavior was affecting the relationships. Because yeah, although the women that you've been attracting in your life have issues, whatever they might be, the common denominator in every relationship is you. It was me in all my relationships. So I started to reflect on how my behavior is affecting my relationships. And the things that I looked at was how rigid I had become, and also the notion of always having to be right, and also this aggression that was festering inside of me. And no, I wasn't this guy that was violent or anything like that, but I had this aggression that was always wound tight. And it came from, of course, like most of us men, our childhood trauma from likely our fathers that was passed down from their fathers. And so what we have to start doing is we have to start to reflect on our own ways of being. And once I started to do that, once I started to soften up, and no, I'm not saying soften too far into your feminine side, but finding a balance and looking at how you are affecting others, looking in the mirror each night. How is your behavior affecting other people? These are areas to start to look at. I see way too many influencers talking about how the man has to lead the relationship. And this is extremely toxic in my view, because I also see the same thing like women saying it's time for women to lead. This patriarchal system has failed, which it has, but that doesn't mean we should go the other extreme and start to dominate from that perspective. I believe we need to come together to collaborate. And so if we want balanced relationships, I believe we have to have this collaboration inside with the masculine and feminine. So this is finding that balance of really staying true to the masculinity you have, but most of us have gone too far into that direction. So it's finding ways to soften up, finding a way to balance, and really starting to reflect more and to listen more. And things that I believe you can do: inner child work, getting into nature, reflecting, looking at how your behavior affects others. And once you start to do these things, you're going to start to notice your relationships, your connections are more balanced, and you're going to feel more fulfilled in your relationships.